Hello YouTubers, Tutagamon here. In this video I'm going to benchmark Thief on a single GTX 1070 paired with a Core i7-860. This video is a continuation of benchmarks regarding a comparison of the Core i7-860 and the Core i5-2500K. We are talking about a CPU limited benchmark here. System resources are very important, and as always I'm using an external recorder to record my benchmarks. So what you will see in this video will be pure performance. The Core i7-860 is overclocked to 4 GHz. There we are. 12 GB of memory, and the graphics card is a single GTX 1070 made by KFA2. It is the EX model. Latest forks were installed, and it is also overclocked in order to reach 2 GHz of core clock. Now for this video I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to use the built-in benchmark at 1080p resolution, of course. First I'm going to run the V.High preset and then a custom preset without super sampling. So let's load the game and run the benchmark and see what's what. Okay, let's jump straight to the benchmark. "96 frames per second average." In my Core i5-2500K I was getting 112 for this same run, so we have a 17% performance increase for the 2500K. It is a quite decent performance increase if you consider that the core clock alone is 20%, 4.8 GHz for my 2500K, 4 GHz for the Core i7. However, the more important run of this video is this one, for which I am disabling super sampling and maxing out the anisotropic. Super sampling is of course the most heavy graphic setting for this game. So if you take this out of the way, the game becomes even more CPU limited, so it will highlight a little better the performance difference of the two systems. Okay, let's jump straight to the benchmark. A more juicy 101 frames per second for this run. The performance was higher, of course, due to the lower graphic settings. Even so, I was getting 124 for the 2500K and 101 for this run, so the performance delta grew up even more at 23%, which is more than the core clock difference. Of course, the 2500K also has a little faster IPC, faster cores that is, per clock. So the frame rate is quite decent for both runs. The game is playable no matter how you run it on this system. Of course, it is CPU limited, quite CPU limited actually, especially the second run. As you can see, the GPU usage drops to a little above 50%. That's how CPU limited this specific benchmark is, especially the second run. This happens because the CPU usage, as you can see, is medium and about the same for all cores, which is a clear indication of thread switching. As you can see, the overall CPU usage never goes above 50%, which means that all this activity has to do with thread switching. Unfortunately, the logical cores are not doing much of work here, but let's not forget that it is quite an old engine, Unreal Engine 3, I think, something like that. CPU temps are okay. The GPU temps are also okay, a little higher for the super sample test, just a little. RAM usage at 4.5 GB for the first run, 4.2 for the second, 2 GHz for the core clock for both runs, no problems here. Memory usage at 2.5 GB for the super sample test, 2.1 GB for the non-super sample test, and that's it basically. No analysis for this benchmark. I'm trying to keep things simple. The benchmark itself is sufficient. So I will see you on my next video, I hope, my friends. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.